What's up, guys? We're back here on Clash Royale, and so people have been asking for different types of decks. So here's a different type of deck we've been tweaking with and trying to build. The cool thing is you can save a couple different decks. Not saying this is the greatest deck in the world. One of the big tips you want to do to get into higher arenas is to make sure that you level up your cards that you're actually using. The other cards you don't want to touch. You don't want to level them up. You want to make sure that you go into a clan and then donate cards to other players, because when you donate them, you'll actually get gold. You get 5 gold per common card that you donate, and you get 50 gold per rare card that you donate. So you can also pick up these guys. That means essentially you can get 10 free gold every time, every day you buy one of these guys, one of the rares, because you can trade it to someone else that potentially wants it. I've run into, everyone wants something. For some odd reason, not every card is kind of useful, and people want different things. So jump in to a clan that's got a lot of people, that's fairly active. Get it to 40 to 45 players in there, and donate, and you'll either become promoted, get elder. You also make some money out of it too. You'll get rid of some of the cards that you don't want. Of course, you don't want to donate cards that you actually are going to upgrade and use. So yeah, don't donate cards that you actually really want to upgrade, and request cards that you want to be upgraded. This deck right here is mainly all about this skeleton, giant skeleton. We don't have a lot of, ultra rares or epics, they're called, of these purple guys. So most of our decks here are commons. As you can see, common, 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 common. Then we have a couple rares. So you got to make do what you got, and then pretty much you're gonna have to play counters and play defensive. If you're a free player, you're gonna have to go into these games thinking about the defense, and you're thinking about the defensive push. So you're gonna try and defend effectively against your opponent, and then after you've defended effectively, you're then gonna push back. So they've used all their energy to attack you. They start off here with standstill, so he's actually got us leveled there, 1 on his tombstone. He's popping out 2 of those, so he's wasted a lot of elixir now. So you need to know the elixir cost. He spent 5 elixir to drop down the the whatchamacallit thingy, the Goblin Hut. We did get a nice push there. We actually failed on our push. So our goal here is to push up the Skeleton King, the giant skeleton, to the tower, because when he explodes, he does around 700 points of damage. That's a lot of damage. What we're doing, when you do see spawners like that, I messed up. You want to throw, fireballs and hit those things, break them up, destroy them. So he's wasting elixir, unless he's going to attack on this side, because now my arrow tower over there is going to take it down nonstop. He's got a little chuckle over there, ha 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 ha. We're going to do a little mini push on the left. He's doing a nice job defending with that giant PEKKA, or the mini PEKKA. So we're going to zap those guys. If you don't have zap, you can throw arrows in there. So he's done a good job of defending. No one's got any gains on the towers. We're going to go ahead and drop another tombstone here. We're going to go hit that other one up there with the fireball. That's going to kind of waste a lot of his elixir. He's going to get some damage on us right now. Not a lot, though, at this point. This is where we're talking about counter push. So he's pushed, and now we're going to start defending. Now, if we can effectively defend here, we're going to have an army that's going to go up and do a nice little push against him. He's dropping his PEKKA, so now we lost our push there. We don't have enough troops to go forward. Put the tombstone up, and now again, this deck is all about the giant skeleton. And he's taking down our tower there. We needed a little bit more defense. He played pretty well there. This by no means is a great deck. No question about it. I just threw it together. It works a little bit here and there. But by no means is it a great deck. It's got us to rank or to Arena 5. You really want to have the giant skeleton and then a fireball backing up. So you want to have like 10 full elixir. And then we put off that right there. So now we baited him on the left side. We have our fireball ready. And if our fireball was a little bit stronger, we'd be able to see, we got what we wanted here. We'd be able to do more damage with the fireball and be able to kill barbs, because barbs is a great counter to us. You see, we did a lot of damage to the tower there. We did over 1,000 damage with the little attack and then the gobs at the end. The gobs really didn't do much. We didn't time that properly. We can use the Tombstone here as a diversion. At this point, we have to defend the witch. And so this is where we're going to have to throw a fireball. And we waited to see, because normally when you attack and you have an open field like that, you're going to bring out more troops. Because it's like, oh, he's not defending. He doesn't see it, or he doesn't have elixir. So we waited a little until the witch got a little bit closer. And then we casted our fireball right then and there, taking that horde down. And now we're going to defend a little bit more with some skeletons. At this point, the left side is pretty well defended. The skeletons are going to do a good job. We're going to be able to drop the giant skeleton here on the right side. That's a great counter to the giant skeleton. The zap will take care of all of those guys, though. And we're going to get... No, go, 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 go! Oh, it wasn't close enough. So we almost got it right there. We almost got the win. Well, not the win, but we almost got the advantage. Trying to get a fireball off real quick. Yep, we hit the witch there. Perfect. Dropping some diversions. So you have to be careful because he did get our tower down pretty low. And now we're going to drop a defensive giant skeleton here. So it's going to drop a bomb. When he dies, that bomb's going to blow all those guys up. So not only is he an offensive type unit, but he can be defensive if you know what you're doing with him. Drop a fireball there. Cleans house. And now we're going to sneak up with some goblins and some spear gobs, and we're going to take the win right here with the zap spell. Kaboom! On the right. So he was focusing on the left. He was getting really, really close. And we snuck in goblins, and with the spear goblins and then the zap spell, I love the zap spell. Obviously, if you don't have zap spell, if you're not up at Arena 5 yet, you're not going to have it. But the zap spell, I love it. You're going to be able to substitute it with like arrows for the beginning. Arrows are really good. Fireball's really good. Those things are awesome. But the zap spell, it stuns the tower and it does a small amount of damage. So it stuns for like 1 second. Doesn't seem like a big thing, but it allows your troops to get up there and get 1 additional hit. Oh, so it's going to be a giant skeleton war here. Let's actually drop ours as a counter, because he's going to like pile up all his troops over there. Now he's not. Rage spell with a PEKKA, with a mini PEKKA. Interesting. So our giant skeleton won because we had the defensive tower backing it up. Our skeleton's going to get to his tower, and we're going to get a huge amount of damage thanks to the bomb and the couple hits there. That's why you always want to do a defensive push. So he's going to do it again, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to use our giant skeleton further back. It's going to be a defensive push. He's bringing up another troop with his giant skeleton this time. Ours is also one level on him, so we have a huge advantage there. Skeleton went down that time because of his musketeer. If we had played that smarter, we would have focused our troops against the musketeer. So the little skeletons are going to help us get a little bit extra damage on this tower over here on the right. Let's see, we did about 800 points of damage there. A decent chunk of damage. We're going to use the giant skeleton again as defense. Oh, we messed up there. Oops. Yeah, that definitely was an oops moment. Definitely was an oops. You can see the gobs or the barbs taken down. And we just lost right there. Ooh, big defeats. Well played, well played. So we messed up with our giant skeleton. Gave up the tower on the right. But you can see it's quite fun. Giant skeleton is very, very fun in my opinion. People won't know how to defend it too very well because he's got a ton of life. So if you combo with fireball, arrows, giant skeleton, things like that, help give him a path so he can walk up to the tower and then just get close to the tower. Because all he needs to do is get close to that tower and he's got damage. So barbs is a really great counter to the giant skeleton. Thankfully, the giant skeleton blows up the barbs because they're too slow. So it's a nice little trade there. We lose a little bit of elixir. We lose 1 elixir because the giant skeleton is 6. But overall, not a horrible, horrible trade. We're going to do a mini push now since we have some troops up there hovering the zaps. Now we're going to drop the zap. We just need to get in there. Now that we're in there, we can drop other troops. Spear gobs and gobs are going to do some decent damage as well. The bomb's going to help us. We're going to blow up the barbs. Should be able to take the tower almost down. Use a fireball. We missed the spear gobs there, but we hit that new bomber that came down. And now we have a couple of zombies, skeleton warriors. And now that's going to allow our gargoyles to go up there and get a little bit of damage. Smartly, he brought a tower in front to stop that stuff. So at this point, we're going to change our focus onto the right because the left tower is pretty much dead. We know just an undefended spear gobs will do about 100 damage over there. So we're going to drop a fireball, and then we're going to drop a zap. And that's going to be taking care of all that. Bomb there should do decent amount of damage. The tower. We're able to double down with our skeletons over here. And then we're going to drop another giant skeleton. Oh, we zapped a little bit early there. We didn't get the skeleton horde. So we're going to go into overtime, and all we need now is 2 fireballs. So we're just going to cycle through our cards, and boom, there it is. We didn't even need 2 fireballs. We had the Spear Gob and the minion taking care of that tower. So here, I'm going to change this up. So for people that don't have that right there, just use arrows. So we're changing it up. We're not using zap anymore. So now it's a lot more common deck. So if you got lucky and got the skeleton, giant skeleton, you could use this deck. If you didn't, you could even substitute the giant in this kind of a deck. The giants, everyone has the giant. The giant is extremely powerful. Having things like fireball and arrows to back him up and to kill all the troops in front of him. Because there's normally going to be a big herd around the giant because he focuses just on the tower. So everything's going to kind of bunch up around him. And then dropping a fireball on them is a very effective counter. He's dropped a lot of elixir already. And so now we're also going to drop. So he dropped a... Wow, he pulled the guy way over there. That is insane. That was a very nice pull. We still ended up getting 1,000 damage on the tower, though. Really like that trade for us. But that was impressive pulling. So another advanced tip is to pull guys into the middle there, like he did with our Skeleton King, or Giant Skeleton. I'm never going to get that name right. I'm going to throw arrows to hit the hut right there. And then we're just going to dinky out some skeletons. Prepare for our next push with our giants. And we're defending at the same time here. At this point, we're just going to focus on defending and then building up a nice army for our skeletons. So we're going to drop our archers way in the back there. I'm a fan of them because they're, medium speed troops. They take a while to get up there. We're going to go ahead and drop our minions in the middle. And we're going to drop a fireball up there. Got the witch, nicely done. Drop the arrows now. Should take care of the witch. Yeah, that freaking bomb tower did us dirty. Oh, he brought it back. Alright, well, let's minion it up again. We're going to fireball it. So we're going to defend a little bit on the right because he is taking some heat over there. Oh, I think we just lost. So close. Totally have to just defend now on the right. Well played, well played. So the bomber tower in the middle is very, very powerful, especially against our kind of like horde-ish little troop deck. So you see it's about a 50-50 win rate here around this like 1,400 trophy range. Which is not too bad. I mean, we're not playing the greatest. We're playing pretty much all common cards. And my skill levels aren't that great, so Oh, I love it. I love it. Hit the barbs. Got a fireball. Hit the barbs with that. So we got some free damage on the tower there. We're going to go throw some minions up here. So because we have a nice, decent sizable army. If he didn't defend it, we would have got at least 500 points of damage there. Defended it nicely. There's a lot of counters to that little army that we did. Arrows is a really effective counter. I hate losing, to arrows. So we don't have a fireball ready, so we're not going to drop our giant skeleton because we need some, offensive power because he's a very slow attacker. And we need to clear a little bit of a path for him. So we're going to take some damage there. Oh. Yeah, that was a misplay on the goblins. Mistake. Alright. Speed up. We've got our fireball ready. We're going to drop it right there. Ah, he didn't get up enough. He did get a nice damage on the prince, though. Yep, a little bit of damage on the tower there. It's always nice. Gonna arrow that. Gonna fireball that. Build up our troops. And we are going. This is it, guys. The bush we've been waiting for. And it's all over. This match is all over, guys. Skeleton explosion's gonna blow it up. Don't even need the explosion. Alright, we'll do one more here. We're also gonna check out some other decks. So keep it locked here. Hit the like button if you want to see more Clash Royale. Ooh, fireball chance. I'll always love it when you can get a fireball on the barbs right by the tower. Free damage. Love it, love it, love it. We're going to drop minions. And then we're going to drop arrows to fill off his spear gobs. With decent counter push. So we're going to throw out some spear gobs in the back there. Oh, nice counter. Very nicely done. Now we know he has arrows, so we can't do that again. See, it sucks right there. We wasted so much energy. Oh, he can't one-shot our skeletons. That's awesome. We're going to wait till he plays his next card. And we're potentially going to drop our skeleton. Yeah, we're going to drop our skeleton on the left. I didn't need to arrows, actually. That was a waste. Got the bomb, got the damage. Look at that. That tower is almost dead now. Huge gain on the tower damage. We're going to lose some damage here to his aerial attack. Baby Dragon's going to do some work. We're still ahead though. Drop back our Tombstone here for more defense. And we are going to go and push. He's pushing. We're going to arrows his stuff. We brought some spear gobs behind. Oh, he's going to take our tower down, actually. So we failed at defending. And so we're going to cycle through some cards here. Get our fireball. Nope, don't need our fireball. Counter that giant there. You can see the giant doing a lot of work there, being very, very effective. Drop some spear gobs behind and drop a tombstone here. Get a little additional troops back there. He did a nice job arrowing us, and it's going to be a draw here. So overall, good game, man. Definitely played well. If we defended a little bit better, we would have taken that. But yeah, so some ideas here. Whatever ultra rares or epics you got, try and work with them. Skeleton Army is a great, great counter card. So if anyone's got Prince or is going to use Giant against you, Skeleton Army will counter that. I don't have Skeleton Army in any of my decks. I'm kind of actually jealous of that card. That card is really good. It drops 20 skeletons, and that devours that Prince. It devours that Giant. The thing to counter that, you want to attack with a Giant and a Bomber, or a Prince and a Bomber. Most people don't do that, so you should be able to get some easy wins, probably up to the 1200 trophy range, with that Skeleton Army as a nice counter. Because after the counter, you're gonna kill the guy, and then they're gonna be able to Zerg forward. But make sure that you utilize and get good with your Fireball and your arrows. Those are two big cards that you want to use that everyone gets for free in the beginning of the game. Thanks for watching, and hit that like button. We want to see more Clash Royale.